playing at home as opposed to being on the road? I mean, you guys, your records are pretty dramatically different.
I don't know the exact numbers, but you know when you go away, you have it's in a difficult atmosphere most of the time. So you see it with teams who come over here and play. We only lost one time, I think. We only lost one time against Toronto. So I think that says enough. Like when you play at home, you have the support of the fans. You know your pitch, you know your stadium, and you just trying to defeat your own home, and you don't want somebody come and defeat you in your own house. So I think it's difficult for every team when they have to be on the road, especially for the teams from the west side going to the east with the time difference and things like that, and the travel. So it's difficult, but it is still football, and we have good players. So I think it's possible for us to win more games away than we have done this season, especially with the playoffs coming. You have no excuse, you need to win.
Have you ever played in any sort of playoff format before?
Yeah, we have had it in the Netherlands, I think 5-6 years ago, when number 2 till 5 would compete for a Champions League spot, and now you have it still, I think, number 5 till 8. Yeah, still playing for the EuroLeague spot. So we have done it a few years, and in the Netherlands they complain about it because it's like a team who's in the 5th spot usually goes to all the other competitions goes to the EuroLeague, but it's possible in the Netherlands the 8th spot, who can be a terrible team, still goes to the playoffs and still goes to Europe and have like maybe 20 points less than the 5th spot. So there are complaints about it, but I think sometimes it makes the competition just a little bit harder. But everybody thinks about it differently.
As someone who's into American sports, what do you think about it?
I think it's good because in the US it's your culture, you know, the playoffs. Everybody's looking forward to them in the NBA and in the MLS and NFL, everything. So I think it's part of the culture, and we are not used to it in Europe, and I think that's why people complain about it. But it's in the US culture, so I'm gonna enjoy it, and everybody's already talking about like the playoffs is totally different. So I'm looking forward to it.
Now that you've been here for a few games, what do you just make of MLS and the competition level and how it compares to Netherlands?
If I compare to the Netherlands, the part that stands out for me the most is like in the Netherlands you have some smaller clubs who has less money and who can buy the best players they want to buy, and here it's possible for every team to buy players as good as they want to. Like every team has like 2, 3, maybe 6 good players, and that's makes it more competitive for every team. And I think that's the biggest difference. And it is more physical, and it's still a young league, but every team is like tactically trying to beat the other team. So I'm very positive about the league and the coaches, of course, because they try to make it difficult for their opponents.
I'm sure you have a fair amount of experience playing against teams that don't have a ton to play for at the end of the season. Yep. How does that change your perspective going into a game when you have a lot to play for and the other team doesn't?
For my how do you say it? Experience and past experience, like it's almost the most difficult games to play because a team, like they almost are going on vacation. It's like a practice game for them, you know. Like they can do everything really relaxed, and we are trying to fight for the best spot. So that's the most difficult thing about this game. But I think we play at home, and we should try to score as early as possible and as much as possible to make it an easy game and give other guys who are injured now time to come back. I think that's the goal we need to have. Like fight for the 2nd spot, and we have some injured guys, and if you win, they have time to recover and come back.
You've had weather like this in the Netherlands and in England, I'm sure. What do you feel about it? Do you like to play this kind of weather? Or
yeah, it's my former team. We had a roof, so we don't play when it rains or snow. They just close the roof, and it's always good circumstances to play. But I'm used to it. I'm used to training this kind of weather. So for me, it's not a big problem. It's yeah, just another rainy year for me.